Muy buena gente, estamos aquí en un nuevo directo, estamos en nueva serie, estamos en Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Pues bueno gente, me he comprado el pack que venían los tres, me falta el de Awakened, o Awakening, no sé cómo se llama. Y la verdad que de esto, que Sherlock Holmes siempre ha sido un personaje que me ha encantado y por eso me los he comprado, porque desde pequeño siempre me ha gustado. Y vamos a empezar esta serie, gente, a ver qué tal. Creo que este lo jugué hace mucho tiempo, pero no jugué mucho. Así que bueno, venga, vamos a ver qué tal. Está este Sherlock Holmes. A ver. Es una edición Redux, o sea que está remasterizado. Vale, vamos a subirle un poco el brillo para que vosotros lo veáis mejor. Vale. Pues venga, va. Vamos a darle. En memoria de los 100 en el cielo de Ucrania. ¿Mm? Muy bien, ole. Ole. El fin de Peter el Negro. Te has perdido una frase importante de los diálogos. Siempre puedes abrir el cuaderno y dirigirte al registro de diálogos. Vale, perfecto. Me gusta. Un momento, gente. Vale, que se me había liado el micro. Si una prueba requiere una investigación más profunda, se marcará con iconos especiales en tu cuaderno. Vale. Venga, vamos a empezar. ¿Qué coño hace, tío?
Holmes. Holmes, will you stop that?
Es que
You are.
me encanta el carisma de Sherlock Holmes, ¿verdad? Los carismáticos. Es un bala perdida, es un lunático
Stop, Holmes.
de poca monta.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
You can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A
Vale.
sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of
Demasiado.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson
Probablemente.
is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune.
Vale.
He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Vale,
Give me half
pues
an
aquí
hour to
estamos
prepare, Inspector.
para
Take
servirle.
your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Vale. Pulsa X para abrir el cuaderno y comprobar tu progreso actual en la investigación, tareas, pruebas, etc. Investiga el asesinato de Peter Carey. Inspeccionar la escena del crimen en Woodman's Lee. Selecciona un traje del armario y unirse con Lestrade en Woodman's Lee. Inspector Lestrade visita Baker Street para relatarle a Holmes el grotesco fin de un antiguo capitán conocido como Peter el Negro. Vale, aquí está el mapa. Pruebas. Peter Carey, también conocido como Peter el Negro, nació en 1845, 50 años, cosechó mucho éxito. Vale, lo que me ha dicho el de esto. Inspecciona Goodman's Lee. Vale. Vamos a ponernos el traje como he dicho. Armario. A ver. Marinero, sin abotonar. Traje informal. Traje negro. Traje marrón. Traje verde, traje gris. Bandido, granjero. Patín. Vamos a ir sin abotonar. Parte del maquillaje aplicado al traje seleccionado no está disponible en este momento y se volverá a la opción por defecto, por favor. Resuelve el caso para desbloquear más disfraces. Vale. Ah, vale, lo estoy viendo. Traje. Vale, pues traje negro. Vale, lo tenía bloqueado. Centra tu atención en encontrar detalles.
This is where I keep my post.
Le dejo el correo. Vamos a investigar.
My archive. I can always consult.
Vale, este es el dormitorio de...
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Vale. Nos vemos. ¿Qué?
Ya, me ha dejado.
Vale. Pues vamos a... Woodman's Lee.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Voy hacia...
It seems that the
Vale, con el RT corremos.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No
Seguro.
doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
my
Perfecto.
condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
¿Sucedió algo inusual aquella noche?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Vale.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Vale.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Vale. Bueno, vamos sacando
Was your
conclusiones,
husband
¿no?
accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Vale.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Vale. Peter tenía un problema con el alcohol, no tenían jardinero. Bueno. A ver. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto? La expresión de la cara para ver si está mintiendo, diciendo la verdad. Rosario... Ah, vale, no, vale, estamos analizando. Montes de jardinería. Negro. Pajarera. Retrato del personaje completado. Vale. Ha dicho que se encargaba él solo. Y hay unos guantes ahí de mujer de jardinería. ¿Vale? Para que quede claro, ¿eh?
Thank you, madam.
Mierda, me he salido sin querer. Faltaba por hablar. Me he equivocado.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He
No
was
tienes-
different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Es porque... Peregrinaje de Judith Carey, perfil de la víctima.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Sí, la verdad es que soy extraordinario. Jordi Holmes me llaman. Vale, que me ha dicho que me esperaría aquí dentro, ¿no? El inspector, no, en la casa. Pues yo creo que ha sido ella, fíjate, porque la cara que pone cuando habla no es muy de pérdida, ¿sabes lo que te quiero decir? Como que no le importa mucho. Parece ser. ¿Dónde está este hombre?
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch it.
Vale, perfecto. Muchas gracias. Gracias por
The
facilitar el
door
trabajo.
is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
Está
What is
forzado.
it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let
Claro.
me see.
Let me see. Que no me deja hacer nada. Sí, ya lo veo que está aquí forzada.
cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
No, no hace nada. Puerta. Cerradura. Arañazos. Vale,
These
ahora.
scratches
Vale.
are fresh.
Son recientes.
You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. What a terrible way
Joder.
to die.
Botas de
Carey's
Peter
boots.
Carey.
They look to be a size 8.
Son el 8.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
Vale.
Harpoons for hunting whales. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. The tooth of a spoon,
Gente cachalote.
probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Y aquí falta algo, Reduce por el polvo.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Tabaco.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
No entiendo. Pipa. Hoja de tabaco. No entiendo qué hay que hacer aquí. Vale, vale. Vale, qué guapo, tío.
Coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Vale.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Vale, vamos a examinar el cadáver.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Vale, abrir cuaderno.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Coordenadas. Podrían ser.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Encuentro un par de pistas relacionadas y formarán una deducción. Se marcan en rojo las combinaciones irrealizables. Cuaderno. Intentos de allanamiento sin jardinero, ¿no? Intentos de allanamiento. Obtiene una imagen clara del caso formando tus deducciones a partir de la combinación de las pistas.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Las pruebas que pueden usarse en las investigaciones se marcarán con iconos específicos. Petaca y las botas. Organiza emboscada con Lestrade. El intruso misterioso podría volver esta noche para terminar lo que había empezado. Vale.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Vale. No sé nada nuevo.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be that he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Thank you, madam.
El ojo clínico.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Vale, ¿y ahora qué?
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Detrás de la cabaña de
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Vale. El fin de Peter el Negro.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Es de Gref.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey. And we were here, waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough! You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Bueno, yo creo que no ha sido el chaval. Porque ha sido demasiado fácil, ¿no? Pero bueno, ahora lo veremos, gente. Examina las pertenencias de John Hopley Nelligan.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Vale.
Thanks.
Vamos a ver sus pertenencias. Primero de nada. Primero de todo, no de nada. Evidence room.
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
R. Dawson, a mi amigo y socio. Vale. Pues vamos a hablar con el staff room. Nada. Morgue. Inspector Lestrade. Vamos a ver si está.
Locked.
Ahora está cerrado. Interrogation rooms. Vale. A ver. Chico, estás en un buen lío.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Siempre me ha pertenecido. Grabado en perfil de la víctima, antes de Carey. Petac. Mierda. Seleccionar la respuesta correcta.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Vale, el anillo. Grabado. Claro, es que
The
pensaba
ring's
decirlo
date
si
of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Vamos a examinarlo. Gorra raída. Parche. Tejido caro. Botones historiados. Hostia, qué bien hecho está, tío, Se ve muy bien, Está muy bien hecho. Mangas cortas. Cuello delgado.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Entiendo, tío.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Jardín bien cuidado, perfil de la víctima, chaqueta de su padre.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else. Most probably
Las
your
mangas
father.
cortas, tío.
With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the
Vamos
scars.
a dejar dinero.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
Carey no fumaba. No concuerda. No concuerda. No, no concuerda. Vale. Sí, es complicado, ¿eh? Recuperación del cuaderno. Hubo intentos de allanamiento con el fin de recuperar el cuaderno que fue hallado en el charco de sangre de la víctima, lo que podía demostrar la culpabilidad de quien lo realizara. Vale. Complicado, ¿eh? No es fácil, ¿eh?
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Pues si no he hecho nada malo, estése tranquilo. No se preocupe. Vale, John Morgan no es un ladrón. ¿Cuál es su papel en todo esto? Selecciona la escena del crimen. Vale. Investiga el asesinato de Peter Kelly.
Locked.
¿Dónde está esto, tío? ¿Y ahora qué?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
¿Dónde está la Strange? Vale, pues supongo que tendremos que ir a Woodman's Lake otra vez. Lake, no. Woodman's Lake. Recuperación del cuaderno. Peter Vale, vamos a hablar. Está aquí el inspector. No. Vamos a hablar con Madame. Madame Perry.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
¿Qué tengo que hacer ahora, tío? Estoy el asesinato de Peter Kelly. Inspecciona la escena del crimen. John Era no es un ladrón. ¿Cuál es su papel en todo esto? No sé qué hay que hacer. Baker Street, a ver. Voy a casa. Tengo que hacer algo de una deducción más, yo creo.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Pues aquí no. A ver. Mostrar pruebas. Peter Kelly no fumaba. Pues no puedo hacer más deducciones por ahora. Entonces, ¿qué tengo que hacer tú?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
These are the suspect's belongings.
A ver.
These abbreviations mean something. But what? A pocket knife. A handkerchief.
Vale, lo mismo.
Locked.
Esto es la morgue.
Mr. Holmes?
A ver, voy a volver a hablar con el chico.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing. What am I
No
doing
puedo
here?
hacer nada. Ok. Falta ver al Straight, me imagino, pero ¿dónde está? ¿Está en la morgue? No creo, ¿no? Que esté aquí. Es que yo creo que aquí en las deducciones falta algo. Algunos hechos se pueden interpretar de esta forma. Siempre puedes cambiar la imagen de un crimen eligiendo entre pistas incluyentes entre sí. Un intento de allanamiento con el fin de recuperar tal. O de ayuda. Tiene una imagen clara del caso formando tus deducciones a partir de la combinación de pistas. Encuentra al culpable. Encuentra un par de pistas relacionadas y formarán una deducción. Hagan en rojo las combinaciones irrealizables. Es que no puedo, ¿no? Me falta algo. Me falta algo que no me deja, ¿eh? Me falta algo aquí que no me deja avanzar. Pero el qué, no lo sé.
Locked. Locked.
No está.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
No sé tú. Estoy confundido, estoy confuso, no sé lo que tengo que hacer. Pues no puedo entrar en la casa.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Aquí me falta algo.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Me faltaba eso, tío. Joder, tío. No veas, Jordi. Tarea, experimento necesario. Tenemos que averiguar si un hombre sin destreza ni práctica podría manejar un arpón lo bastante bien como para matar a un hombre atravesándolo por completo. Vale.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Pues... Mi hijo John Nelligan está bastante jodida. Estás bastante jodido, John. Me había quedado eso, la pista del arpón, tío. Por eso hay que mirarlo todo en estos juegos. Vale. Watson.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Vale. Vale, pues vamos a buscar primero el arpón. Qué guapo, tío. Me gusta mucho este juego así de pensar, de... ¿sabes? Me molan. Interpretar, de pistas, rollo CSI. No, Sherlock Holmes.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Carnicería de Whitechapel. Vamos a ver a Jack.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise, yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through. Holmes, you should try to aim better and
Joder.
throw as hard as you can.
Bueno, es difícil, ¿eh? Joder, me cago en la hostia.
The harpoon has struck the body.
Sí, lo sé. Soy...
Holmes, you should try to aim.
Bueno, ahora atravesado. Me ha dado exactamente en el sitio.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance of 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Qué arrogante que es. Vale. Fuerza requerida y clavado a la pared. Proeza de fuerza. Para atravesar el pecho de un hombre con un arpón y clavarlo en la pared se requiere muchísima más fuerza que la media. Seguramente también sería necesario un cierto grado de destreza. Dos hombres colaborando podrían conseguir el mismo resultado. Lanzamiento afortunado. Existe la remota posibilidad de que un hombre sin destreza ni práctica pudiera clavar en la pared a Peter Carey con un arpón. Vale. No tengo que coger el arpón, ¿no? Vale. Baker Street. Vamos a hablar con el acusado. No era aquí donde quería
Good
ir.
gracious, you caught someone. At least
Goodmansley. No, tampoco es aquí, coño. Me cago en la hostia. No veas, Jordi. Scotland Yard.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing
No
wrong.
puedo hablar.
Locked.
Aquí no está en este número. Pues tendré que ir entonces a Woodmansley. Vale. Tendré que hablar con la mujer, ¿no? Hay que hacer alguna deducción aquí más. Yo creo que no. Tendré que hablar con la mujer, imagino. No puedo hacer otra cosa.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Entonces, tío. Joder, tío, se complica esto, ¿eh? A ver, ¿qué dice esto? John Nelligan no es un ladrón. Inspección en la escena del crimen. A ver, tengo que hacer alguna deducción más. Fuerza de fuerza. Yo creo que es este. Tener una imagen clara del caso formado de tus deducciones. Podrían conseguir dos hombres colaborando. Existe la remota posibilidad de que un hombre sin destreza ni práctica pudiera clavar en la pared a Peter Carey con un arpón. Vale, ¿y ahora qué? Es que no te da muy... No te da muchas pistas, ¿eh? El juego. A ver, que está bien, ¿no? Pero... No sé, tío.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Madre mía, qué horror.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire. My analysis table. It is useful.
Grabado. Instituto de Arquitectos Británicos.
That is not the... That is not the one I need. That is not the one... That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I... That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Historia de medicina. Británica.
That is not the
Un buen
one I
anillo de
need.
oro con una inscripción. Tuberculosis, gotas de cocaína, aceite de serpiente. Historia
That is
griega,
not... That is...
historia
that-
romana.
That is not the one I need. That is not... That is not... That... That is not the... That is not...
Entiendo, tío.
That is not the one I need. That is not... That... That, that is not the one... That... That is not the one I need.
¿Qué coño? Busca en los archivos de investigaciones, periódicos, enciclopedias y sus categorías para encontrar información. Si solo saber no se guardará tu progreso. No. Vale, pero... Joder, tú. Dawson y Nelligan, vale. Yo estoy espesito hoy, Quiebra el fondo de inversores de Dawson y Nelligan. Nelligan desaparecido. El fondo de inversores Dawson y Nelligan, un organismo bancario regional de Cornualles, se declararon quiebra como resultado de grandes pérdidas en su cartera de préstamos y por consiguiente se ha acordado su liquidación. Es el 23º banco de Inglaterra y su quiebra es la segunda más importante de las que han quedado registradas. La liquidación de la compañía es simple y llanamente una catástrofe para muchas de las familias cornualles. Joshua Nelligan, uno de los banqueros, ha desaparecido misteriosamente. Se le vio por última vez a bordo de su barco haciendo los preparativos para un viaje a Noruega. Lo buscan tanto la policía como sus acreedores.
Here it is.
Vale.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Vale. Vamos a hacerle unas preguntas. Venga. Estoy espesito, gente.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Mira los diarios de a bordo. El diario de a bordo de 1800 quizá arroje algo de luz sobre la relación entre Peter Carey y el padre de Nelligan. Diario. Vale, yo creo que ya sé lo que está pasando aquí. El chico y la madre se creen que Peter Carey mató a su padre y como venganza pues lo han matado. Creo, yo creo que va por ahí, Yo creo que va por ahí. No sé si estar en lo cierto o qué, pero tiene pinta.
1883. That's the one I need.
Vale, a ver.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Vale. Sea Unicorn en tripulación. Peter Carey, capitán. Charles Allison, primero de a bordo, me imagino. Henry Joy, segundo de a bordo. James Lancaster, timonel. Patrick Case, arponero. Pablo tal, arponero. Tal, arponero. Sobrecargo. Angel, cocinero. Real, marinero.
This is the crew
Vale,
list of the Sea Unicorn.
Page, tal.
Log notes for June.
Vale.
Nothing unusual.
Jueves 8 de junio, brisa suave durante el día, viste una cola de ballena, tal, vale.
Notes for July.
Vale,
Nothing
nada
special.
especial,
Log notes for
agosto.
August.
Aquí
These
falta un
pages have been
cacho.
torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Vale. Vale, eso va a estar complicado. Encontrar la tripulación de Sea Unicorn. Bueno, vamos a ir a hablar con Watson, ¿no?
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Vale.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just gotta look where the rum and the red lights are.
Perfecto.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank
Perfecto.
you. I'll be there shortly.
Ahí estaré. Hostia, pensaba que eran más cortos los casos. Pero bien, bien. Lo que iremos haciendo lo partiremos en episodios. Cuando acabe este caso, pues como lo subo a YouTube y tal, pues pararemos la retransmisión.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland
no creo.
Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
No creo.
These are the suspect's belongings.
El tema de las botas me gusta porque son del 9 y medio. Se pueden usar en... Supongo que habrán huellas en el jardín.
Stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Vamos a interrogar a Liam Harvey. ¿Dónde está?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Cicatriz vieja. Puño con un herrillo. Marca algo por aquí. Cuchillo bordado. Restos de plantas. Manos de jardinero.
That's all for now.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Pesado eres, John. Manos de jardinero. Restos de plantas. Vale, aún no tenemos nada. Esto me huele a chamusquina, ¿eh? Tiene pinta de que este es nuestro asesino, ¿eh? Camino. Terreno alrededor. Huellas.
These boots don't
No
match the
coincide.
footprints. These boots match the footprints exactly. These footprints appear to be quite large.
Voy a dejarle sin jardinero. Presencia sin explicación. Las botas de Liam Harley coinciden con las huellas halladas en Goodman's Lee, lo que prueba su presencia allí. Sin embargo, Judith Carey niega que tengan jardinero. ¿Por qué? Porque ella es cómplice del asesinato. Y lo he dicho desde el primer momento. O una de dos, o la está coaccionando para que no hable, amenazando con matarla para que no hable, que lo haya visto ella.
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Me ha girado la cara.
Thank you, madam.
Qué mentirosa. Está implicada. ¿Está implicada o está amenazada por el otro? Aunque no sé qué pinta el chico en todo esto. Recuperar la carta de Harley.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Vale.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
No he entendido nada.
First condition, all
Debe
7
utilizarse los 7
reagents should be
reactivos.
used.
Vale.
Second condition,
Reactivo naranja de unirse el tercero en la secuencia posterior a la adición del reactivo azul. Vale.
Third
Azul va
condition.
después.
Colorless reagent
Que
should
un
be
color debe
added
ser
after
añadido
the
después del
orange
reactivo
reagent.
naranja. Vale. O sea que debe ser verde. Color azul. Azul. Naranja. Naranja.
No.
No. Vale. Vale. Sé cómo es. Primero va el azul. Me he dado cuenta ahora en el papel. Va el azul. Luego va el verde. ¿El verde o el azul, No. Sí, va el verde. Ahora el azul, luego los naranjas. Sí. ¿No? Hostia, pues entonces sí que me dejas aquí.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
A ver, espera.
First condition.
Si deben
All
utilizar 7
7
reactivos,
reagents
sí.
should be used. Second
El
condition.
reactivo naranja debe añadirse el
Orange
tercero en la
reagent
secuencia
should be the
posterior
third
a la
one in the
adición del
sequence
reactivo
after
azul.
the blue reagent.
Vale.
Third
El
condition.
reactivo en color debe de ser
Colorless
añadido
reagent
después del
should be
reactivo
added
naranja.
after the orange
Vale, o sea que el
reagent.
naranja tiene que ser después del azul. O sea que es... Es así. Reiniciar. Vale, es azul. Este. Naranja. Naranja. Azul. No, yo creo que estoy haciendo aquí un lío que flipas, pero bueno.
No, some...
Hostia. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. No lo entiendo, Naranja.
No.
Hostia, tío. Azul, verde, azul, naranja, naranja. Tampoco. Azul.
No, something isn't right.
No entiendo, ¿eh? ¿Qué coño tengo que hacer? Tío, voy a mirarlo, gente, tío. Porque... Es que si no voy a estarme aquí 2 horas. Azul el primero. Azul, azul. Luego verde. Pues se suponía que el naranja iba después del azul, tío. Es que claro, eso es lo que me ha confundido. Ahora, sí, claro que es fácil. Mierda, no, me he equivocado.
No.
Vale. Azul, verde, azul, naranja, incoloro. Naranja, incoloro, naranja. No lo he hecho bien. Espérate. Que no lo estoy haciendo bien. Azul. Incoloro. Naranja. Incoloro. Vale, ahora sí. Vale.
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Es que si no lo miro, tío, es una mierda. Bueno, puedo estar
Let us
aquí
see if the
2
content
horas.
of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery. I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Vale. Bueno, vamos... Vamos... hilando, ¿no? El caso, eso diría, ¿no? No sé. Sacando cosas en claro.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
No. Vale. Selecciona la respuesta correcta. Lee,
Now
Jordi,
that
lee,
your
por
presence
favor.
at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Vale. Pues vamos para allá. Vamos a abrir el desván. No, ¿cómo se llama? La caseta de las herramientas, ¿no? El desván es la parte de arriba de la casa.
Locked.
Locked.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. It is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
Vale.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Me van a hacer dar vueltas tú.
Let us see what is in this box.
Pensaba que sería más difícil.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Mi querido Liam, has sido muy bueno conmigo desde que te conozco. No puedo explicar mis sentimientos, pero creo que son pecaminosos y que nada bueno puede salir de ellos. Temo por lo que pueda suceder. Temo enfrentarme a Dios. Agradezco tu preocupación, pero no puedo dejar al hombre con el que estoy unida a los ojos de Dios. en su divina voluntad que mi marido sea una cruz que yo debo soportar. Convierte mi vida en un infierno, pero los cardenales se desvanecen. No debes temer por mí. Vale, ¿ves? ¿Habéis visto cómo ella era culpable? El asesino es Harley, pero ella es cómplice del asesinato. Lo sabía, desde el primer momento lo sabía por la cara.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Confesión. Recuperación del cuaderno. Hubo intentos de allanamiento con el fin de recuperar el cuaderno que fue hallado en el charco de sangre de la víctima. Lo que de esto no es, esto está aquí abajo. Celos desesperados. Liam Harley amaba a Judy Carey tan desesperadamente que sus celos pudieron empujarle al asesinato. Móvil de Harley. La relación de Liam Harley con Judith Carey le proporcionó un motivo para matar a Peter Carey. Harley resuelve el caso acusando a los culpables y sellando su destino. Pero ten cuidado. Harley es culpable. Seguimos con la investigación. Necesitamos pruebas. Vamos a hablar con... Vamos a ir a casa. Yo creo que es él, ¿eh? Pero vamos a ir a casa. Vamos a ir a casa a hablar con los marineros a ver si saben algo del chaval este. Podría acabarlo ya, pero yo creo que...
Mr. Holmes, we
Puede ser
found
que
the
sea
sailors
él.
from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Vale. Hugh Pattins, James Lancaster, Patrick Cairns, Rolf Talbot, John York.
This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors. This is interesting. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Vale.
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Vale.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good
Vamos
job,
a-
Wiggins. Where is he?
Punto, ¿eh?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Vale, vamos a ir a ver a este tío. Vale. Vale, aquí cambia la cosa, ¿eh? Cortejo sin importancia, se ha confirmado. Celos desesperados. Móvil de Harley, Harley es inocente. Móvil de Harley en Woodsmanley, la noche del crimen se explicaba por su afecto y por el hecho de que trabajara allí como jardinero. Hay algo que no concuerda aquí, ¿no? Harley es culpable. Le llamo Harley, asesinó a Peter. No. Vamos a ir a hablar con Harley. Podríamos culparlo, pero es que no estoy seguro 100%. No hay ningún indicio de que lo haya matado él. Y él estaba escondiendo el que no iba allí porque no quería que se supiera que estaba liado con... Era el amante.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing.
¿Y ahora qué, tío? ¿Qué hacemos? ¿Lo culpamos? John Negro no es un ladrón. Entonces, Inspección Nacional del Crimen. No sé, porque no puedo hacer... No puedo hacer nada más, ¿no? No puedo ir. A ver. ¡Ah! ¡Qué rabia me está dando, tú! A ver, vamos a hablar con él.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
A ver, vamos a acabar de asegurarnos. Vamos a ir a ver a la mujer, a ver si dice algo. Y si no, pues culpamos al tío. Me da miedo, por eso, porque puede ser que fallemos. Pues no estaba implicada, ¿eh? Bueno, o parece ser que no estaba implicada. Bueno, está aquí llorando. Joder, se va a deshidratar. Señora. Hombre, dolores de local, fallada, tan... ¿Qué hacemos? ¿Culpamos al... ¿Culpamos al tal este? Vale, espérate. Tarea: sondear a Patrick Keynes. Que la petaca pertenezca a Patrick Keynes indica su presencia en la escena del crimen, pero aún hay que demostrarlo. Cuidado, 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 cuidado. Cuidado, Vale, tenemos que ir a casa a vestirnos de marinero. Vale.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Vale. Esto no ha acabado, Esto no ha acabado, gente. Vale, aquí solo tenemos la deducción de intentos de allanamiento. ¿Cómo se va reconstruyendo, el caso? Bueno, construyendo, no reconstruyendo. ¿Tenemos un pulso con él?
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Ahora vamos a ver el nivel de fuerza que tiene. Haciendo el pulso. Presta atención a los gestos de Peter Cairns para entender sus movimientos. Empujar, contener, mantenerse en reposo y plantear tu estrategia. Planear tu estrategia. Vale, vamos a dejar que apriete otra vez. Y ahora aquí lo tumbamos. Aprieta, aprieta, aprieta ahí. Vamos. Ahí, dale con fuerza, hombre. Dale con ganas, hombre. Y saca los dientes. Saca los dientes. Vamos. 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 Ahí está. No es muy fuerte,
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
I've had enough. You're too strong.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
A ver. Pendiente de oro. Ropa barata. Manos fuertes. Uñas amarillentas. Tatuaje de marinero.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Otra vez, tío. ¿De verdad? Madre mía, vaya palizón le he pegado tú ahora.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was worse than them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home.
Cuéntame más.
One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a
Padre
tin
del
box.
niño.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland Lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
petaca demuestra la culpabilidad. Keynes confirmó que la petaca le pertenece, lo que significa que estuvo en la escena del crimen y demuestra su culpabilidad. La petaca demuestra la presencia. Keynes confirmó que la petaca le pertenece, lo que significa que estuvo en la escena del crimen, pero no necesariamente demuestra que sea el asesino. Yo creo que sí que es el asesino. Es que ahora, claro, ahora cambia todo. Harley es inocente. Podría ser que Harley estuviera... con el otro. Es culpable. Yo creo que Harley no es culpable. Ahora que lo estoy viendo, no es el culpable. Hostia puta.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
¿Y ahora qué? Goodman's Lee o Baker Street, no sé, tío. Yo creo que Harley es... Yo creo que es inocente Harley. Yo creo que el culpable es este.
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Sí, lo creo. ¿Qué habrá que hacer ahora? No sé qué habrá que hacer ahora, la verdad. Sí, lo sé que el estante.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. Someone drank. Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
No, señora, deja de llorar. Deja de llorar ya, señora.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Pues en su cabaña no está. En su cabaña no está. No, no, no. Una caja. ¿Y si no está, qué? ¿Qué hago ahora, tío?
Leave me alone, please.
Hostia, es uno de los culos bastante...
What am I doing here?
I'm not saying another...
Mr. Holmes?
Hostia, no sé.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
¿Y ahora qué, tío?
A map of London and the surrounding area.
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he...
My analysis table. This is where I... My archive. I can all... My archive.
No sé qué tengo que hacer ahora, la verdad.
The two.
¿Qué coño? ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Cómo está el cuerpo? Está bugueado, ¿no? Ok.
These are the suspects below. A pen. These are the suspects. I wonder if these are Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Bonos robados. Los valiosos bonos de valores estaban guardados en la caja de latón robada. Móvil de Nelligan. John Nelligan pudo haber sido sorprendido mientras robaba los bonos. Quizá ese sea su motivo para asesinar a Peter Carey. Hostia puta, tío. Qué complicado, Recuperación del cuaderno. Hubo intentos de hallamiento con el fin de recuperar el cuaderno que fue hallado en el charco de sangre de la víctima, lo que podría demostrar la culpabilidad de quien lo realizara. Búsqueda de los bonos. Nelligan estaba buscando los bonos de su padre en el interior de la cabaña de Peter Carey. Eso explica su presencia en la escena del crimen. Móvil de Nelligan. John Nelligan pudo haber sido sorprendido mientras robaba los bonos. Vale, Nelligan es inocente. John Nelligan es víctima de las circunstancias y no coincide ni con el perfil físico ni con el perfil psicológico del asesino. A ver, ¿puedo hablar con Nelligan?
Yo busco las pastillas, Jordi.
Please escort this suspect for
Vale, vamos a hablar con Nelligan. Ya estamos a punto de que caramelo, gente.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belonged to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Buah, vaya lío, tú. Vaya fucking lío, tú. Te demuestra culpabilidad. Hurley es inocente, Nelligan es inocente. John Nelligan pudo haber sido sorprendido mientras robaba los bonos. Ese es su motivo para asesinar a Peter Carey. Yo creo que es el Cairns este, tío. ¿Qué hacemos, tío? Porque ya está, ¿no? Ya no podemos hacer nada más. Investiga el asesinato de Peter Carey. Unos cuantos de los bonos de valores con los que desapareció el padre de Nelligan estaban en la cabaña de Peter Carey. Vamos a acusar a Cairns. Carey mató a Peter
Patrick Kerins mató a Peter Carey, pero no fue un asesino premeditado. Fue en defensa propia contra un marinero borracho, armado y irracional. Peter Carey fue asesinado por Patrick Kerins. Kerins es arponero profesional. Su petaca fue hallada en el interior de la cabaña de Peter Carey. Condenar a Kerins. Patrick Kerins es un asesino a sangre fría. Ha sido hallado culpable del asesinato de Peter Carey y debe ser castigado. Yo creo que es absolver. Sí. Me la he jugado mucho, pero yo creo que... Yo creo que ha sido así.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't
Vamos,
want to kill
cabrón.
him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
¡Vamos, cabrón! Soy
It's
God,
good that
eh.
you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Bien hecho. Sherlock, bien hecho.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Pues todos contentos, ¿no? Parece ser. El fin de Peter el Negro. Peter Carey fue asesinado por Patrick Kerins, un arponero profesional, el único capaz de realizar un lanzamiento tan preciso. Su petaca fue hallada en la cabaña de Peter Carey, pero el crimen fue en defensa propia contra un marinero borracho, armado y furioso. Has decidido absolver a Patrick Kerins. Pistas allá 16. Conclusión. Kerins es culpable. Lección moral. Absolver a Kerins. De pulsar para comprobar tu conclusión. Posible destripe. Elegir un final distinto. Aceptar la decisión. A ver. Vale. Pues bien, pistas halladas. Vamos, cabrón. Soy Jordi Holmes, tú. Lo he hecho perfecto. Aceptamos la decisión. Advertencia, estás a punto de terminar el caso. Se presentan las partidas guardadas. Pulsa no si quieres hacer otra elección moral. Pulsa sí si estás de acuerdo con la elección que has hecho y estás listo para pasar a otro caso. Estoy listísimo. El fin de Peter el Negro, tu clasificación. Personalidad tipo condescendiente. Vamos, cabrón. Pues nada, gente. Si queréis seguir viendo este juegazo, pues ya sabéis lo que tenéis que hacer. Apoyad el vídeo, el primer vídeo que acabamos de concluir con victoria, por así decirlo, sí. Hemos acertado todo y estoy muy contento, la verdad. Estoy muy contento porque es complicado el juego y tienes que sacar tus deducciones y tal. Y desde el primer momento dije a la mujer que sabía que estaba ahí con algo y bueno, resulta que al final pues era el noviazgo que tenía con el otro, ¿no? Con el jardinero. Claro, como mentía, pues parecía que... Está muy, muy bien hecho el juego porque te hace parecer que todos los personajes con los que hablas sean el culpable, ¿vale? Está muy bien hecho y está muy guapo eso y me gusta porque hasta el final prácticamente, hasta que no sacas las conclusiones y las deducciones, no sabes realmente quién es. O sea que me gusta mucho eso. Me gusta mucho porque es impredecible, ¿sabes? Y de una conversación a otra te puede cambiar totalmente la perspectiva que tenías. Y me gusta mucho eso, la verdad. Y bueno, pues lo dicho, si queréis seguir viendo este Sherlock Holmes, pues apoyad el vídeo y seguiremos trayendo este juego, ¿vale? Venga, un beso y chao.